Welcome back. Now, the theme throughout the program so far hasn't been really good for the GOP in the wake of the tragedy in Newtown. Some of the GOP on record is saying, or off the record I should say, they wouldn't speak out until the NRA first spoke, so that they at least would figure out the position from the National Rifle Association. Then you have the fiasco that was Plan B and what went down with it right now. But the consequences of all this, and I mean this, we need two parties in this country. We need two viable parties. So for anybody rooting for the demise of the GOP, be careful what you wish for. We as a country work best when there are two sane, functional parties right now. And I've got a guy to my right here who knows the harder truth than anybody about some of the ugly changes that have gone into the grand old party. Oh. Yeah, I'm not talking about you. The majority of people, when asked if the party is now extreme, say yes in this country. It didn't used to be that way. And I would have thought November was a bit of a reality check. I heard all the words. I had all the Republican consultants believe me on this, say, hey, we learned the hard way about Latinos. We learned the hard way about intolerant sound that we did, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't seem like they got the message, at least in Washington, because on these two issues, they're still fighting about contraception, for crying out loud, and now they eagerly are wrapping their arms around going over the cliff. And with Newtown, too many of them were silent when I know down deep they're dads or moms too, or grandparents, and they would have said the right thing if not for, I'm sorry, some political cowardice. That's not the party you first started on. Right?
You leave me speechless. What am I supposed to say to that? No, listen. The best thing I saw today was President Obama saying, we're going to get this done. I'm an optimist. I'm talking about the fiscal cliff now. And this is what I liked. He said, you know, both Republicans and Democrats deserve blame. The president doing that, it's going to allow some Republicans to say, thank you, Mr. President, saying it's both our responsibility. And I think that's going to, you know, take us to a better place. You know, you may see this president really become the president a lot of people thought he would have been the last 4 years, if he goes in that direction. Now, having said that, I think it will help bring to the fold some Republicans who are going to say, I can work with you, Mr. President.
Tell the truth. You don't miss being in Washington.
I do.
Right
I miss it tremendously. Oh, I would love to be there.
You would deal with these lunatics
No, because
here?
I would also deal with the president. And in the debate we had
but for this to work, they both got to, I mean, both have to give. There has to be spending cuts. I agree there has to be, right? But then there also has to be some reality that the November meant something.
But the president opened the door to some Republicans by saying, it's not all your fault.
You think they'll walk through?
And I think some Republicans are going to say, yes, let's talk.
All right. When we come back, Washington lost a good one. Danny Inouye passed away, and there was a very nice remembrance for him. And if you don't know his story, trust me, it's a really good one. It's a great American story. Stay with us. We'll be right back.